All right, what I'm going to talk about now is something that does not age, and that was the key for me and a number of other writers to finally start selling our work, and it's critical. And I talk about it a lot. I talk about it in other workshops. We work on it a lot, and we're going to work on it here a little bit too. And that is 5 senses. Okay, we all have 5 senses, no issue. But for some reason, when we're all starting off writing, again, I was no different, we have a character. And the character exists in sound, maybe a little movement and touch. That's it. Sound, they see stuff, but it's not really from an opinion point of view. So the writer goes in and says, oh, they're in a room with shelves and a whiteboard that falls down and other stuff like that, and up and up. But there's no opinion of the character, and there's no sense of that the character is actually seeing this stuff. Okay, so what really makes the difference, and what made the difference for me, unbelievable, is that I was in a challenge with another beginning writer by the name of Nina Creaky Hoffman, who I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, one of the best fantasy writers on the planet. And we both were at the same place at the University of Idaho, and we were in the same writing group, but we were pushing each other really hard, where the rest of the writing group was just being the standard, never mind Heinlein's rules. We were following Heinlein's rules. We were mailing a short story a week. We were finishing what we wrote. We weren't rewriting. But one of the things we weren't doing was getting anything but form rejections. And it was kind of like, well, what are we doing here? And I'm not sure which one of us came up with the idea. It probably was Nina. Probably wasn't me, because I just probably wouldn't have thought this way. But I think one way or another, we just decided to have a challenge that added another problem in of we have to put 5 senses in the story every 2 pages. Every 500 words, there had to be 5 senses in the story. Started selling. The minute we started doing that, we started selling. It was just a stunner, because what it forced us to do was to get down inside the character's head and have opinions of the character, and have the character smelling something, tasting things, touching things, seeing things, hearing things, all 5 senses. And it suddenly made our stories rounded and came alive. Of course, our settings got richer, our descriptions got richer. All the stuff that we thought we could never do, and we thought we were doing fine, but we didn't know, suddenly just got richer. And I mean, I'll tell you, that demarcation line was right there. So, in an essentials workshop like this one, it is essential that you start learning how to use 5 senses. All of them. I cannot begin to tell you how important it is to your writing. Just not even close to how important it is to your writing. So, as one of the basics, and I'm talking about writing here in this first week a little bit, quite a bit actually, Heinlein's rules, 7-point plot, 5 senses. Those 3 things, you just do that, and then I'm going to talk about one more thing here in the next video that will round the picture and make all the difference in the world for you. And so again, but 5 senses every 2 pages. Make that a challenge to yourself, and you'll be stunned at what people start thinking about your writing. I'll be back in a minute with one more of these basics. The next one will probably be pretty nasty, so hang on.